That's why I can understand lack. I can understand lack. Why? Because lack is of the other world. It doesn't work in our kingdom. It doesn't work in our kingdom. I remember a little boy, he was 6 years old, and all his life he'd been in the United States. Then they came for a visit in Nigeria with their relatives. And so while they were in the house, one night, the lights went off, and the little guy screamed. He said, "My eyes." He couldn't think, see, he couldn't understand light going off. He thought it was him that went blind. He said, "My eyes, my eyes. I can't see, my eyes." I said, "Honey, it's not your eyes." They're trying to calm him down. It's not your eyes. You see, he couldn't understand that. Because 6 years of his life, he had never seen it. He had never seen it. But those who understood it tried to explain. They tried to explain. They're so used to the light going off and coming back on. They understood that. So you got some people who understand lack. You see it? So because they've lived in that situation so long, they understand it. But there's some of us who will never understand that. When I started preaching the gospel as a young kid, I didn't know I needed money. I didn't know. Nobody told me I needed money. So I went preaching the gospel. And I continued my life that way. That's the way. As I grew up, I started discovering what others were complaining of. And I said, oh, that means I grew up right. I grew up right. I didn't know I needed all that. And I stayed that way. I stayed that way. Money comes to me when I require it. And it comes always in abundance. Always more than I require. You see it? So I chose to stay that way. Stay that way. Stay with that mentality. Oh, I remember some of the things my dad would say to me. He thought that something was wrong. He thought something was really wrong with me. He thought, you will soon become wise. I never got that wisdom. Never did. Never did. Never did. Never did. See? Because he couldn't understand sometimes the way I talked, the things I said. Yes. Stay in the Word. Stay there. Stay there. Stay in the Word. Did you hear me? Stay there. He gave us His Word to give us a culture, to give us a way of thinking, a mentality. See, Christianity is not a way of life, but Christianity has a way of life.